So you think you'll just waltz into a new job at 60? That's cute. Companies would rather hire a 23-year-old who still lives with his mom.
And trust me, no amount of just for men is going to change that resume birth date.
This is Jim. He's got more experience than most boardrooms combined. But HR would probably still tell him to apply online and wait.
And this is Tab. She's got enough skills to run 3 companies at once, but HR would probably still ask her if she knows how to use Zoom.
And
together, we're Unretired AF.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Unretired AF podcast. The podcast is specially created for the over 60 rebel crowd. And today we're going to be talking about trying to get hired after 60. But before we go there, we want to shout out thank you to our subscribers. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thanks.
And if you're a new viewer or returning viewer, thank you so much. And we would ask you to consider hitting the subscribe button. All right, let's start with the uncomfortable truth that nobody really wants to admit. Well, the truth is that ageism is real, and most people our age, when they go out there into the job market, they're going to face it. It's a reality of today. Resumes that start or include long work histories, that's going to automatically, in some cases, get your resume thrown right into the shredder, which sucks and is illegal, but doesn't prevent it from happening. It's still happening,
right.
And unfortunately, it's not really about our talent. It's about our birth date. We're going to briefly interrupt your program to tell you about something that we think you'll like. Jim and I have been using Stir Water Enhancer for about 2 years now. And what we really like about it is it's stevia sweetened, doesn't have any artificial sweeteners in it, and it also has natural flavors and no artificial dyes.
So here's a deal for you. Go to stirrdrinks.com/unretiredaf15 to save 15% off your next order.
And now back to our show.
So companies these days, they want young and cheap. They don't want us. They don't want seasoned and steady. Basically, if you've got grandkids, you're probably not going to get a call back.
Well, and that sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does suck.
Because we have the experience that they need.
Yeah.
But I think they just have these preconceived ideas about us and,
yeah.
And
I think a lot of these companies rather fake it till they make it.
Well, there's that. And I think they think we're going to come in because a lot of us are confident and we're going to try and take over.
Right.
And it's not that we would take over, but we just have confidence, and a lot of them can't handle that.
Yeah.
They can't handle that. Well, so what happens when rejection for us becomes the new norm? So what's the fallout, emotional fallout that happens to people when they experience this rejection? And it happens every day.
Sure.
I think the biggest thing is people start questioning their worth, and that's bad. You have a lifetime of experience. Right. Nobody can take that away from you.
What's wrong with me?
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with you.
No.
It's not you. It's the system.
Yeah.
The system is it sucks in that regard. So then that opens the door for loneliness, frustration, even depression can start creeping in. And
sure.
Our generation was taught what?
Suck it up, buttercup.
And so we don't talk about it, and we need to talk about it. Right. It doesn't mean just because we talk about it that we're, weak or wimpy or
right.
or whatever. But I think it's important, that we talk about it, and because I tell you what, people in your life that love you, the people in our lives that love us and care about us, they're going to tell us the truth, and they're going to tell us that we're worth more than that.
Right. Yep.
We're excited to tell you that we just launched the Unretired AF Rebels community on the school platform. And this is an ad-free hangout where we can actually talk to you.
Right now it's free to join, but only during this launch window. After that, it will be invite only.
So click the link in the description, grab your spot, and let's keep the conversation going.
Our generation wasn't exactly raised on vulnerability. We were just told to suck it up and get back to work. And, maybe we should have had some vulnerability to prepare us for what was going to happen later in life. I mean, no one expected us to be thrown off to the side because we were knowledgeable and, yeah, do we make more money than somebody coming straight out of school? You're damn right, but we put in 30 plus years to get there.
Right.
And we have more experience than they do, but that's not what it's about anymore. So, we're just told to get back to work, but what's wrong now is nobody's hiring. So we sit, we stew in silence. And that's not good for anybody.
No.
And that's about as good as going to a gas station and eating sushi. Who the hell wants to do that? So
that's a risk taker.
That is a risk taker there. I don't care if you're a badass unretired AF or not. Don't eat gas station sushi.
No, that's terrible. No, but here's the plot twist. Here's the plot twist to all of that. Sushi aside, you don't actually need them anymore. Well, and even though the career ladder may be broken for us, for our generation, it doesn't mean that side doors don't exist, because they do. The gig economy isn't just like ride sharing and delivering food. There's a lot of things that people in our generation are very good at doing, like consulting, freelancing, doing coaching, selling their skills online. There's a host of things that you can do on a host of different platforms. I mean, there's Fiverr, there's eWork, there's not eWork, Upwork. I always say that the wrong way. And even more. There are tons of ways that you can create your own paycheck instead of waiting for someone else to give you one.
Yeah. In this day and age, the boss may never call you back. But clients will call you back if you solve their problems. And I can tell you, as an independent contractor that I am right now, it is great joy that when a client calls you back and says, you did it so much better than anybody else I've ever used. Are you available for the next project? I mean, that just makes you beam.
Yeah.
We've mentioned before that we live in Arizona. The beauty of me being an independent contractor is I don't take calls and go out at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the summertime. I don't care who they are. I'm not going to see anybody in 115 degree heat.
Right.
So,
right.
And
you don't have to.
And I don't have to. That's the beautiful thing about it.
Right.
So relationships, and we all know if we're at this age, we all know how to develop and foster relationships.
Right.
That is a fuel for you. Yeah. You got to just get it back and use it.
Well, you're right. And they know that we're going to follow through and we're going to complete the task too.
Absolutely.
A lot of the young people are a lot of bluster, but they're not very good on the follow through all the time. And a lot of these people know that you're gonna get the job done and make it worth their while, to use
exactly.
So, well, and here's the best part. I mean, reinvention doesn't have to mean starting from scratch either. You have to learn something completely new. I mean, you can take the skills that you already have and repackage them. I mean, aim your skills where they're needed.
Yeah.
You just have to figure out, what are you good at and how can you apply that in today's gig economy?
Right.
In today's when we say gig economy, that's very broad. There's a lot of things. Like even what you do, even what I do, is considered gig economy,
right,
because we're working on per project.
Right.
And start small. You don't have to start, and overwhelm yourself. Start small. Take on, one client, one gig, one project, whatever it is that you're doing. And, you're going to be shocked how quickly your confidence is going to come back once you start doing that and people are happy with you.
Yeah. So I had a friend that helped me on my boat last week. And he's retired. He retired last year, got tired of just sitting around the house. He was a superintendent at a very large construction company in California. Well, one of the subcontractors that he used to hire, he called him and said, "Hey, I'm looking for some part-time work. Do you have anything?" And he goes, "Oh, I would love you if you could give me 3 afternoons a week. I'll pay you $3 grand a week if you could help me out on that." Well, he was like, "Man, I get away from my wife. I get out and I do something. You're going to give me a company truck and give me $3,000 to spend on fishing. I'm in. I'm all in."
And he had no idea he was worth that much.
He had no idea. No idea. So it's out there.
Yeah.
It's out there. And I'm telling you that there are a lot of, and I'm going to talk construction here. There are, it doesn't matter where you are, there are construction companies willing to pay we older people for our experience.
Yeah.
They don't want you slinging a hammer, but what they do want you is telling that other guy how to sling the hammer.
Right. Well, the takeaway for today's episode is that the truth is you might never get hired again in the traditional sense, where you go and you fill out an application and they call you back or whatever. But that doesn't mean that you're finished.
No.
It just means that, it's time to write your own rules because you still got value. You just have to figure out what that value is.
Right. So for all of us, stop waiting on companies that don't value you.
Right.
There's no sense in it.
Right.
We all need to find our own path.
Yep.
We need to build our own paycheck. And remember, being unretired means you're in charge.
Right. Right.
So we have a comment section. I'm sure you're going to comment about this one. If you have anything to comment about it, if you've been there and done that in your later years where you just got kind of blown off and ghosted, and or they said, "I'm sorry, you're too over-experienced." I've heard that now.
Right.
"Oh, I can't. We can't hire. You're way overqualified." Well, what about the person that just wants something to do? It's not about the money. Right. It's just letting their brain and to be engaged.
Right.
A lot of us just need that engagement. So
right.
If you have any stories related to that or just about this episode, please drop them in our comments. Thank you again to our subscribers. We really appreciate you. And thank you.
Yep. And if this episode resonates with you, and if our content resonates with you, if you've watched a couple of episodes of ours and you feel like, man, this is my people, please consider hitting that subscribe button and join the Unretired AF revolution. Well, we're not slowing down.
And neither should you. And together, we're Unretired AF.